Hi, Shadia here and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about the safety of a mandolin with the guard. First, I want to tell you that I went on vacation. I had a wonderful time in South Carolina. One of my sons asked me to make a vegetable lasagna that I created years ago during one of our cookouts. I had so many vegetables left in the refrigerator, and this was way before I even stopped eating meat. He asked me to make this because it came out so well. I actually cooked it on the grill and it gave it a nice smoky flavor, but we're not talking about food right now, right? So I go and I start cutting up all the vegetables for the lasagna. I had eggplant, I had potatoes, I had radish, I had celery, I had onion, I had peppers, I had, I think that was it. I might have missed one or two, but, oh, spinach. So I'm cutting and I'm cutting and I'm cutting. I get down to the last part of the potato. The potato won't fit in here. So me, being lazy, instead of cutting the potato in half so that it will fit in here, because it really doesn't matter how big the potato is because you're going to eat it anyway. If it's smaller, it's easier to eat. I mean, it's easier to pick up with a fork. So I decided I did every last vegetable like I do on all of my videos, and I beg you not to do what I do. So I'm going to stop as of today. So I'm cutting. And I said, oh, I'm down to the last of it. Let me quickly shred this up. And I went, my finger. This is Graffic. So if you can't take blood and cuts, don't look. I'll give you a minute to pause. Okay, so when I went across that last time, I felt the burn and I dropped everything immediately. No blood until I went to the water. Blood started gushing out the top of my hand, out of my finger. I had, excuse the middle finger, but I don't know if you can see here. Here is where I'm missing my nail, where I cut my nail all the way up. And approximately here is where I cut my flesh completely off. So I'm not fond of doctors. I'm not fond of hospitals. And I told my son, I think I need to go to the emergency room because the blood just wouldn't stop. It would stop long as I had tissue on it. My daughter-in-law did rinse it with peroxide for me, and I kept applying pressure, but as I pulled the napkin off, it just kept gushing. Blood was running all down my hand. So in short, don't do this. If you have a food processor, do that. If you're going to use something like this, please use the guard. Or my other son, the one I was making the salad for, or the lasagna for, showed me a picture of finger guards. They have rubber finger guards that you can put on your fingers so that you don't slice your fingers. I think I'm gonna look into that. Or if you sew like I do, you can get the sewing thimbles and put on your fingertips just for protection. I will never use this again. I'm thinking about throwing it out. If I do, it will next be with a guard. So, yeah. So not only did I cut my nail and my skin, I nicked the nail deep enough in here for it to bleed. I can actually touch it now because it was so sore. But the doctor had me stick my finger in ice water. It didn't help. So he didn't want to release me until he got the blood to slow down. So what he did was, it looks like my finger is still there. That's only because this is all glue. He put glue on top of my finger, and that's the only thing that stopped it. So he told me in 24 to 48 hours I could wash it and the glue would probably come off. I'm too scared because that was too much for me. So I'm gonna leave this on. I did buy the spray-on Band-Aid, like the liquid Band-Aid, and I put that on top because I want it to stay until it feels better. But shout out to my cousin Shaquilla. I'm making a short story long, but I just wanted to share something else with you that I learned from my cousin. I had washed my hair with some peppermint shampoo a while back, and I got some of the shampoo in my eye. My eye turned bloodshot red. I went to go buy Visine. She told me, don't put that chemical in your eye. And I'm like, why? It's for redness. Well, she said, get some raw organic honey. So I followed her directions, and what I did was I emptied the Visine dropper and cleaned it out real good, and I put the honey in there. It stings just a pinch, but I put it in my eye, and within 2 days, the redness was clearing up. So honey, I know most of you probably already know that honey is a natural healer. It's a good antibiotic. It's good for inflammation and soreness. So what I did was I took some honey and around the glue area, I just rubbed it around, and almost instantly the soreness started subsiding, and the swelling went down because my finger was turning blue and purple. So again, don't do this without this, please. It's just that simple. I could have lost feeling in my finger. I could have lost more than that, because luckily where I had my fingers, you know, it could have been worse. So I beg you not to follow what I did. As I said in my previous videos, don't do that. Just don't. I may go and get the bigger mandolin that stands up with the big knob, so that, you know, it punctures the vegetable, and then that way, you know, I'll be holding on to that. But don't be silly like I was. Peace.